Hey family, it's Ray, and I'm back with another word. I pray that you guys have been blessed and that this word finds you in good spirits. So the title of this word is "You're filled with what they urgently need. They know it's you." And so this dream came to me on May 8th of this year. So this dream started in what seemed like a hair salon or maybe a nail salon. It was some type of a salon, and I had to use the bathroom really bad, but the place charged you like I had to pay to use the bathroom. Not even like I had to be a paying customer, like they literally charged to use the bathroom as you know how they would charge you for a service. And so I left and went across the street and ended up going to the library since I knew they had free public bathrooms. Once I walked in past the security bars, I looked over and saw someone who I know in my past sitting at a table. She had a large calendar and she was writing stuff down, and she also had lots of books and notebooks spread out across the table in front of her. Whatever she was planning out had something to do with the diet, because she mentioned vegetables. So I could hear her as it's like she was talking to herself or thinking out loud. And I heard her mention something about vegetables as she was writing on the calendar, writing down whatever it is she was planning out. And so when she looked up and saw me, and she kind of gasped with her hand on her chest, like her hands placed over her heart. And so she just stared at me like I couldn't tell if she wanted to smile or she was about to cry, but she just looked stunned. She looked surprised. And then she said she's glad to see me, and she mentioned I don't even have to do this anymore then, in regard to what it is that she was writing out, planning out, and reading in the books. And so we talked a little bit. At this point, I don't recall any dialogue, but I just saw as I'm watching that we were just standing there talking until the dream pretty much ended. The Lord highlighted a couple of things to me. He had me write them down individually. So the first one was having to use the bathroom, having to pee real bad, which was an urge to release something you've been carrying or an urgency to release it. Okay. And so the library represents knowledge, learning, answers, and clarity in education. So now the person's name, I know her by a different name, but when he gave me the dream, he actually was just highlighting to me her real name. And then once I wrote everything down, he had me go back and look up the meaning of her real name, which means knowing or to teach or make known. And so also she was in the library herself and had lots of books and papers, and she was writing or planning something out. And then when she saw me, she said, I don't even have to do this then. She hadn't even said anything about what it was that she was in need of. She just knew when she saw me that relief or help was here. Okay. And then so me having the urgency that led me to the library indicates like you being sent on an urgent assignment somewhere or to someone who needs what it is that you carry. And in this instance, what it is that they're needing is help, clarity, answers, wisdom, or knowledge, and you have it. You're filled with it. That was the urgency of me like having to go run and use the bathroom. And so they've been searching and looking, and they can't find the answers that they're seeking. And then, as I mentioned, I heard her like mention something about vegetables, which reminded me of fasting. So what the Lord was speaking to me is that whoever this person is that He's sending you to, they have been seeking, they have been looking in all these different places, looking for answers, looking for direction, clarity, whatever it is that they're looking for. Some of them know about fasting, but so they've been seeking answers spiritually. They may have even been seeking answers through like research, education. They may have been seeking answers through other people, and they can't find it. And so the urgency of me having to use the bathroom, that me having to use the bathroom so bad is what caused me to even go run to the bathroom in the first place. I had to leave where I was at to go to the location where she was at. So I was sent there, and it was pretty much intentional that I would have had to pay to use the bathroom at the salon. So I left and went somewhere else to use the bathroom where I knew that I could access the bathroom for free. And in that location is where I came across paths with the person, or I encountered the person who really the Lord was sending me to help or to release what it is that I had. And so, like I said, that carrying of that that urgency that I had to use the bathroom so bad, and being directed to go to that location where she was actually me carrying what it is that she needed. But the fullness of my bladder where I had to like run across the street was an urgency for me to go. So wherever the Lord is sending you, for who this is for, whoever He's sending you to, whoever path He is causing you to cross or aligning your paths with, it's an urgent matter that they're in need of answers, they're in need of clarity, help, something, and He's sending you to help them. This could be someone from your past, because as I mentioned, this is somebody from my past. And so I was reminded of Joseph and Pharaoh, and also Daniel and Nebuchadnezzar. And so in Joseph and Pharaoh's situation in Genesis 41, where Joseph was summoned to Pharaoh, Pharaoh had already been looking for the answers for his dream, the interpretation for his dream, through the astrologers, enchanters, and people like that, and nobody could interpret his dream for him. At that point, that's when the cupbearer remembered Joseph, and he was quickly summoned for. They went and got him out of the prison. They got him cleaned up and ready to be presented to stand in front of the king. And he ended up being the one who was able to interpret the dream for him. What was highlighted there was Pharaoh was seeking, he had been seeking the answer, and the people who he was seeking the answer from didn't have the answer. They couldn't help him. And so the one who did have the answer, the one who was already filled with the Holy Spirit, because that's what the feeling is, the one who was already filled with the Holy Spirit, which is where the answer came from, was Joseph. And the same thing with Daniel and King Nebuchadnezzar. He also was seeking answers for his dream, understanding and interpretation for his dreams through wise men, the enchanters, divine, like all those people. Again, he couldn't get the answer from them. They couldn't interpret his dream for him. And obviously these are people who maybe in prior instances were able to give these people the answer that they were seeking. So some people may have been using their old ways of knowing, their old ways of understanding, or the old avenues of how they knew to get an answer. It could be spiritual things, it could be researching, it could be from certain people. But just because you're getting an answer doesn't always mean it's the truth. An answer doesn't always mean it's true. Daniel, through fasting, through only eating the vegetables for 10 days, and then up to 21 days, he was the one fasting and being filled with the Holy Spirit, was the one who was able to give King Nebuchadnezzar the understanding and the interpretation of the dream. So after the fast, this is Daniel chapter 2, starting at verse 19. It says, "Then the king interviewed them, and among them all none was found like Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Therefore they served before the king. And in all matters of wisdom and understanding about which the king examined them, he found them 10 times better than all the magicians and astrologers who were in his realm. Thus Daniel continued until the first year of King Cyrus." So I'm going to skip down to a little bit further in Daniel chapter 2. This is after Daniel has revealed the interpretation of the dream to Nebuchadnezzar. And so chapter 2 verse 46 through 49 says, "Then King Nebuchadnezzar fell on his face, prostrate before Daniel, and commanded that they should present an offering and incense to him. The king answered Daniel and said, 'Truly your God is the God of gods, the Lord of kings, and the revealer of secrets, since you could reveal this secret.' Then the king promoted Daniel and gave him many great gifts, and he made him ruler over the whole province of Babylon, and chief administrator over all the wise men of Babylon. Also, Daniel petitioned the king, and he set Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego over the affairs of the province of Babylon. But Daniel sat in the gate of the king." So another thing, like I keep mentioning, that feeling, what that is that you're carrying is that the Holy Spirit, like the feeling, the knowledge, the understanding. You are the vessel for him, and that is why he's sending you, because they've been seeking answers, seeking direction through other things, and so far other people, other things have been able to take the credit and get the glory. But the Lord is sending you as a vessel in order to show, for his glory to be shown and revealed to these people. And so for both King Nebuchadnezzar and for Pharaoh, Joseph and Daniel were the vessels essentially that were used to open their minds and open their hearts to God. Before they had their own gods, before they were praying to their own gods and they were believing in their own things. But through Joseph and through Daniel, their eyes were open to our God that we serve. On top of this, promotion was included for both Joseph and Daniel. Their promotion was attached to that one assignment. Their promotion was attached to that one thing, that one person who was in need of what it is that they had. And so if you've been in your place of like waiting, you've been in your place of trying to figure out what your next assignment is going to be, if this is or what the Lord is doing for you, like almost in like a waiting period, or like you're awaiting a holding cell, a waiting period. This is what the Lord is doing. He's about to release you into your assignment. He's about to send you to that person, to that place who is in need of what you have. And that is what is connected to your promotion. And he also brought promotion up to me like a couple weeks ago. It was either the first week of May or like the last week of April. And I just saw this piece of paper. It says, You are next in line for a promotion. And it came through a fortune cookie, which I don't eat fortune cookies, and I don't go looking for fortune cookies, and I don't put my belief in fortune cookies. I went somewhere and it was in the bag with my order. And I've been to this place twice before, and I've been to this place, I think, once after. So this one day was the only time that I've received a fortune cookie in with my order. I just opened it, and that's what that piece of paper said, and that was confirmation for me. That was directly from the Holy Spirit. And so again, like I said, I don't put my trust in fortune cookies, nothing like that, but the Lord is going to speak and confirm to you by any avenue that he wishes. Okay, he knows your hearts, he knows your heart postures. That's that. But again, that was just another confirmation as far as speaking about promotion. That was Joseph and Pharaoh, that's Genesis 41. And then for Daniel, that was Daniel chapter 1 and Daniel chapter 2. And so go read those scriptures for yourself and meditate on those on your own time, and allow the Lord to speak to you further concerning this word and what it is that he has for you, or what it is that he wants to speak to you, the message that he's relaying to you, and really like what your assignment is and how he wants you to prepare for where he's sending you or who he's sending you to. I pray this word reach who it is for. I pray this word bless you and that it serve as confirmation for what the Lord has already been speaking to you. If you feel that you know anyone who may need to hear this word, feel free to share this word with them. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified of any future uploads when I post. And I'll be back soon with another word.